How'd you get into photography?
How did I get into photography? I would have to. I can't say. I really think photography just came as something like really natural. Um, it wasn't actually until after I became a photographer that I found out that my great grandfather was a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, like most things, that was just something that was passed down to me. I can remember, first starting to take pictures with intention, to have emotion and other things in them, and it just felt like I was doing something natural. So I believe that photography was already inside of me. It just took a while for me to get in tune with the photographer side of myself.
Since you're a photographer, do you find yourself always looking at the world wondering how would it look as a photograph?
Yeah, that's actually something that's hard to get out of. Not looking at the world like everything is a photograph. I mean, it's especially being educated in like the elements of art, line and texture and shape and color, those things. It's just
Different angles.
Yeah, like everything that I look at, it seems to be that my brain takes it and says, how that would look as a photograph. So, but that also goes into helping, keep me creative in certain ways, because even when I'm not, working as a photographer, my mind is still in photographer mode. So it builds and different, really. It let me know that my perspective mattered, because it was one that wasn't there often. Every time someone lets me know that, it just reassures me that I'm in the right place, and that I can actually be successful as a photographer, and not just successful, but be a meaningful photographer at that.
Well, if you could take your art in any direction without a fear or failure or rejection, where would that lead you?
Oh man. I've always been into the controversial. I have a lot of controversial photo ideas that I'm not scared to do. I'm waiting until they have some type of bigger impact. I'm like, right now, I really don't care what people think about my work. And I think that's what makes me stand out too.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about your photos. I see it in your photos that you just don't care. Like, you just want to put it out there.
Yeah, I really don't care what people think in that aspect. So it's not a worry that I have some type of, stigma on it where I don't feel comfortable putting certain things out, but I just want the reach to be much more mass before I actually get into the controversial work that I'm actually interested in.
Is there any style that you want to try, or another something different that you want to do in your photographs?
I really just want you to be able to feel everything. I'm not a smile guy. I like portraits, but I don't like smiles. I like pain. I like that part of people that makes them think tough. I like that expression, that thinking tough expression.
I get you on smile, because some smiles can be too fake, and some smiles cannot reach their eyes. So I get you on that smile.
Definitely. So it's something. I mean, I want it to all be different, and I want it to be felt. So whatever I can do to achieve that is usually the style that I go for. And as long as I can execute that through expression, I think that I do. I feel successful at the end of the day.
Is there anything that you want to challenge yourself as a photographer?
I just really want to challenge myself to stay diverse and stay different at all times. And I challenge myself to that every day, to not let myself get stuck into one realm of photography, because I think by being able to be efficient in all areas, and it will show that I can keep my creativity up keep me out of that box, keep me from being constricted, and that in turn will always show, in the works that I have.
Since we talked about challenge, do you have any like fears in photography?
Fears? I don't have any fears. So to say, I would say most of it is
Like
relief.
what are you afraid of? Like, is there anything you're afraid of as a photographer?
No.
No.
No. I really, everything that I do in photography seems to be of relief. So.
Well, then what makes you comfortable? Like when you're shooting, what makes you comfortable? Since you have no fears.
Well, I have to keep telling myself that I'm gonna like the work that I do, because that's the toughest thing for me. Well, I guess that would be a fear then. Maybe that I wouldn't like the work that I did. Leaving a shoot and not liking anything that I did.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions that I have. Thank you.